During its earnings call late last week, EA confirmed some major news about Apex Legends. No, it's not cross-platform play, or a permanent solo mode, or a report button on PS4, or replays. Okay, I'll just tell you. EA confirmed the mobile version of Apex Legends is definitely in development. Executives didn't say when it's expected to launch, but they did mention they're building the smartphone version with a partner in China. Mobile games and China are two things you're going to hear about a lot as video games enter 2020. As Microsoft and Sony prepare to launch a new console generation defined by cloud gaming and a PC-style approach to hardware, the mobile market is quietly growing. Mobile is the most lucrative and the fastest-growing segment in gaming, accounting for 46% of the industry's total revenue last year, with $68.2 billion, according to Newzoo. This means mobile is worth nearly as much as the PC and console gaming markets combined. And it makes sense. Sure, Microsoft has sold 50 million Xbox Ones, Sony has unloaded 102 million PS4s, and Nintendo has distributed 53 million Switches. But there are an estimated 3.2 billion people with smartphones in the world. In the US and Canada, 80% of children, teens, and adults own a mobile device, and 74% of these folks play games on it at least once a month. However, North America accounts for just 9% of the global smartphone market. China represents 27%, and most of these people play games on their phones. There's a good reason for this. China banned the sale of all foreign video game consoles from 2000 to 2015, cutting its players off from the global marketplace. Without PlayStations, Xboxes, GameCubes, and Wiis, Chinese players were limited to PC and mobile gaming for nearly 2 decades. Today, China has an estimated 604 million mobile gamers. The US has 164 million video game players, period. Which brings us back to Apex Legends. EA is working with a Chinese partner to build and launch the mobile version of its competitive shooter, in a move that's likely designed to ease the game's entry into the Chinese marketplace. However, there's no guarantee that this plan will work. Just look at Call of Duty Mobile. Activision partnered with giant Chinese conglomerate TenCent to create and launch Call of Duty Mobile on October 1st, 2019. It was an immediate success. Within its first day, it was the #1 free app in 33 countries. By the end of its first week, it had been downloaded more than 100 million times, smashing previous mobile records. In its first 2 months, this free game brought in nearly $87 million. See, we weren't kidding when we said mobile was massive. However, Call of Duty Mobile isn't available in China. Even though Activision partnered with Tencent, it couldn't get the game past China's regulators. Though the ban on foreign consoles has been lifted, Chinese authorities continue to closely monitor the types of games released in the country. The Communist Party of China censors content based on strict standards of patriotism, violence, and sexuality. They limit the amount of time people can play online games, and they outlaw plenty of titles before they can even come to market. In August 2019, Chinese authorities pushed Devotion, a Taiwanese indie game, completely offline because it contained a joke about Chinese President Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh. If you want to learn more about that mess, check out my previous video on Chinese video game censorship. These restrictions extend to mobile games too, and no name is too big to be banned. Activision can attest to this fact, and EA might learn the same lesson with the mobile version of Apex Legends. Despite China's creative controls, mobile gaming is huge, it's growing, and major publishers are focusing on this segment more than ever. There's already Call of Duty Mobile, Pokémon Masters, PUBG Mobile, and Mario Kart Tour, and Apple and Google have both launched mobile gaming subscription services. There are more big names on the way, including Pokémon Sleep, Pokémon Home, and another new Pokémon mobile game being developed in partnership with Tencent. And then there's League of Legends, Wild Rift, Teamfight Tactics, Eve Echoes, Forza Street, Project Cars Go, and Diablo Immortal, all due to hit smartphones this year or soon after. And finally, of course, there's Apex Legends. During its financial call last week, EA reported making nearly $1 billion in 3 months in microtransactions alone. And mobile games are the natural home for this revenue system. For publishers, mobile gaming offers a double whammy of money-making opportunities. More than 3 billion people already own the necessary hardware, and it's a perfect fit for in-app purchases. Big market, big money, can't lose. Unless you're trying to sell mobile games in China. Stay tuned to Engadget.com and subscribe to our channel to keep up with all the tech and gaming news.